Hey, fight fans, welcome back to Carl Cruz MMA. Today we got a very special guest. My guest is making his return to the UFC Octagon this Saturday, taking on Marquel Mederos. He is Mr. Oki Bolaji Oki. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. So here we are, fight week, Monday, getting ready, going to the battle just in a few days. What's it like for you, man? When you really start feeling the fight? Monday, Sunday, when you really start feeling that, all right, it's time to do it.
Yeah, obviously the whole training camp, I'm like focused and thinking about the fight, since the day they told me that I was gonna fight, I'm like super focused and just waiting. But obviously the more you get into the fight, more you get into it also. So I'm totally there, man.
You know, you're a type of guy a lot of people enjoy watching, man. You have that one punch power, dude. You can turn someone's light off, in a split second. You take a lot of pride in having that very fun, entertaining fighting style.
Yeah, man, I've been training so long now, and I've been doing this a long time. So for me, it's just the way I am, the way I fight, and I know what people like, and they like the knockout power, man. And hopefully, I will make you see what I'm about.
You know, we really saw you for the first time on a mainstream stage on the Dana White Contender Series. Do you remember where you were when you got the phone call that you were going to be on the Contender?
Yeah, the thing about that fight is that I was supposed to fight in another promotion for a belt, but it was canceled. So I was like disgusted. I was like, "Fuck, I'm not gonna fight and anything." But my coach was talking with my managers, and they put me into the Dana with Contender Series, but I didn't know. So at the gym, I remember I was at the gym, and then he was like, "No, but you're not fighting for the belt. You're fighting for Dana White Contender Series." And I was looking at him. I was like, "Are you serious? Or are you just joking?" I'm like, he's like, "No, no, I'm serious, serious, serious." And then I was super happy, because it was the opportunity that I wanted to go to the UFC. Well, that's my dream. So yeah, it was a special moment that my coach told me at the gym.
You know, it was such a great fight for you. You took on Dylan Salvador. You're able to finish him there in the first round. What was that moment like, man? What was that moment getting the knockout, getting told you're going in the UFC? I mean, was that just an
Man,
opportunity? Were you able to see that whole journey where it took you?
man, it was a special night, a special day, everything about it. It's that feeling that like you succeeded, like you've been training so hard for so long that now it gets paid. Now you're getting what you deserve, so it was a relief, after. That's why after the fight I was like screaming, but I couldn't help it, because it was like the emotions was so hard, like all what I've been through, and to say that I've done it, I've dreamt about it, and now it's real, So to see Dana White shake his hands, getting the contracts, all the experience, getting to Vegas, seeing the apex, the big scenes, seeing UFC fighters. I'm like, wow, that's what I've been dreaming about, and here I am. So it was really a amazing experience, and it was a special night for me.
You know, so many people watch the sport now. Mixed martial arts has evolved so much. It's worldwide now. I mean, people all over the world are watching fights, but I think very few people understand what it's like to be a fighter. You know, before you make the UFC, when you're battling it out in the regional scene, a lot of guys have to have jobs. You know, you're not making millions of dollars fighting there. You have to stay up early or wake up early, stay up late. A lot of guys don't see their family much. You have to put your whole life is just fighting, training, fighting, fighting, fighting. You know, when you make it to the bigger shows, yeah, the money gets better, but still a lot of sacrifices. I mean, you have to put your
Exactly.
whole heart and soul into this stuff. You've been doing this for a long
Exactly.
time, man. You're at the biggest show in the world right now. What's made you want to keep going and keep kicking?
Man, because in my head, I always believed in myself, and I always knew that I could do it, even if it's difficult, even if it's not right now, and I'm like determined, motivated. I'm like, it's not because tomorrow you're not getting it that you have to quit. I have that mentality that never quits no matter what. And with that mentality, I know I could go anywhere I want, have anything I want, and I proved it. I've been patient, and I sacrificed a lot. It wasn't easy, of course, but you have to hang on it, and it's my passion. I like, I when I go home, that's all I can think about. When I sleep, it's all I can think about. When I eat, when I train, whatever I do, it's always in my mind. I'm always thinking about fighting. And it's like an obsession. And I love what I do. I love fighting. I love competing, being competitive. I want to be the number one. I love the whole scene, the cameras, the dream. Like I said, it's a dream for me since I was a little kid to be on the big scene and do my thing. So I'm just living a dream, and I always knew that it's not gonna be easy. But it's not because it's not easy that you should quit. Just keep on hanging, hang on there, and you will get it. And that's what I did. And look, God bless. I make it through to the UFC. I had my contract, and now I'm just continuing the dream.
So you're from Belgium originally. What was the fight scene like in Belgium growing up? Was it a big scene? Did a lot of people do it? What was MMA like over there?
With time it goes bigger and bigger, but before me we had UFC fighters. Belgium represent Tarek Safedin. He's from Belgium. We have the same coach. The coach that I have was his coach. But and then after him we had Gaetano, Pirado Gaetano. I think he had two fights or three at the UFC, and then you have me. But we're like, yeah, we love MMA, but the MMA in Belgium wasn't that, big and open. It was still in progressing mode. So time after time, then you see a France that's just in next to us. It was illegal MMA until maybe 5 6 years. And the French guys was obliged to go to other countries where they could fight because they couldn't fight in their own country. So they came in Belgium. So we had organizations. Even my coach was organized MMA fighting. Like Atomic. We have European Beatdown. So we had our little MMA cage and everything scene, but it wasn't that big. States was always the big dream, the big thing. And but time after time, now if that France, it's also legal. You have more promotions. We have um, how do we say, a platform where we can see and be seen, on worldwide. So we're getting there. We're getting there, and we have a lot of top talents, top fighters from Belgium, from France, and we're all big fan of the MMA scene. So everything go fast.
What's it like now, being at a point you're in the UFC, you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, you have fighters, young kids reaching out to you saying that, hey, I look up to you. I want to get in this because of you. I want to get in the UFC. What's it like to now be able to kind of help pay it back, give them advice, and, kind of help promote that next generation?
Yeah, for me it's important, because I'm also a teacher. I teach little kids at my gym, MMA. So they know that I'm a fighter, and then they're looking up to me. And I can be an example also for them, and to show them that everything is possible. Just keep on training, and you will get there. So yeah, so many kids talk to me, ask me for advice and everything. And for me, it's always a pleasure to show them also the way. We rather them to be at the gym than on the streets doing other stuff and everything. So it's good for the youths, for the youngs to be on the sport, to understand what martial art is. It's not about only violence, it's discipline, it's respect, it's much more, of just fighting, and for sure you need to understand the world of fighting, and just hang on it, every day, every day, every day, and you become stronger and stronger and stronger. And but everybody has his own path, and have to choose what he really wants, and why, what is his why, to for why is he doing that, just so. Yeah, for me it's a pleasure to show the way to the youngest.
For you, what does it mean to call yourself a martial artist?
A martial artist, it's a good question, but it's not only the fighting on itself, it's even outside of the fighting, how you how you how do we say, how you conduct yourself also, it's not only fight. No, it's a way to understand, life, the way to live your life, and so yeah, for me it's, it's all about it, it's in the heads, and and to be one with yourself, and to understand what you want, it's Bruce Lee type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a mentally, physically, it's everything, and understanding, and the discipline, the respect. You have to be motivated, the sacrifice you need to have. You need to be dedicated on what you do, what you eat, what you say, with who you are, where you're staying. Everything has a, it's important to not just, when you understand it, I can't really describe, like, but I do understand it, and it's yeah, it's a way of life, it's a way of living,
Absolutely. So you're making your return this weekend. You're taking on Marquel Mederos. Overall, what do you think of him as an opponent?
He's a good fighter, obviously every UFC is a good fighter. He has like 10 victories to one loss, so he has a pretty good record. um, Moves well, has a good striking, good wrestling defense, so I think he's a good matchup also for me. And yeah, we're about the same age, following the same dream, so it's all good, it's gonna be a war. I'm expecting a war. I'm expecting everything, so I'm just ready to go, and welcome him to the Zulu cage, and show him what I'm about, and that he will see, and you will see also.
You have a very aggressive fighting style. That's very fun to watch. You like to go forward. You don't like to go backwards. Being that we're in the apex in a smaller cage, does that help your game?
Man, it could be smaller or bigger. It doesn't matter that much, because I know I'm gonna do my thing. Obviously, if it's a more little cage, he has less space to go to run away. But either way, I know that I will be able to have the job done, So I'm not like thinking about the space that I'm gonna have. We can be anywhere, in any space, in a ring, in a cage, in the yard, Uh, for me, it doesn't change anything.
For you, do you feel that fighting is more mental than it is physical?
It is. It is, but You have to be prepared physically, also mentally and physically. It has to be one. You have to have both. You can't be just ready like mentally and not physically. You can say, yeah, I'm gonna win, yeah, I'm gonna this, I'm gonna do that, but your body doesn't follows, because you didn't do the job that you were supposed to do. And other side is the same. You can't just train, 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 but in your head you're like scared, you're like, because when you're gonna go to the cage in front of your opponent, you're gonna crack, you're gonna go down, you're gonna freeze. So you have to have both. You need to be ready physically, mentally, and that's it. You need to be one.
You're coming off of your first UFC loss, obviously Chris Duncan. Obviously, don't want to dwell on it too much, but are there so many positives that came from that that's going to make us better going forward?
Yeah, for sure, man. It was a good experience also for me. Was also the first time that I had the crowd. The French crowd was with me, so I had that amazing energy. I felt so good, and the experience was good also. I felt good. I was like touching him, everything. I felt that I could do whatever I want to, and it would work. But the thing is that I was too much. It was like too much. I wanted to show too much. Like I wanted to show that I can't just only strike. I can wrestle, I can grapple, I can do whatever I want to do with him. And I didn't stick with the game plan. And if you're doing good on the feet and you're touching him and he's not touching you, why do you want to put him down and try to do other stuff? And that's the thing, is that I was like too much energy and I just wanted to prove, but at the end of the day I have nothing to prove. So it was a mistake that I've made, that now made me also stronger. And I learned from it, and I'm good. It's not like I've been beating, like even mentally or physically, like even in my head I wasn't like, it's not like I think he's stronger than me or he can beat me. I still believe I can beat him, 9 to 10, but it was the one time, and that one time was a mistake that I made that got me sleeping. But that's how it is. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I'm stronger now. And now I'm planning to come back strong, make a statement, and be back on the winning streak, and that's it.
For you, what's the ultimate goal?
The ultimate goal is to be champion one day, for sure. I want to climb on the roster. Get to the top 15, being ranked already, getting to the top 15, top 10, top 5, and getting that championship. Of course, that's the main goal, and to be a legend of the sports, also to be the best of one of the best that ever did it. So yeah,
That 155 division that you're in is one of the most stacked divisions in all of mixed martial arts. I mean, all these
it is.
amazing names in there. Does
And
that
that makes
motivate you
you,
even more?
exactly, that's what I was gonna say. That makes you more excited of it. We don't want easy paths. You have the elevator and you have the stairs. I'm taking the stairs all day. It's okay. It's okay. I love the struggle. More the struggle is, more fun I will have after the victory. Because I know that it wasn't easy and I didn't choose the easy way. I chose the hard way, and I did it. So it doesn't frightening me, the fact that there's monsters on the division. I'm like, yeah, I want to fight with the best ones. I want to be in the cage with the best guys. For me it's a dream. For me, I love the whole thing about it. I love the experience. I want to fight with the best. That's why we're in the UFC. We want to prove to ourselves, to everybody, that one of the best to do it, you know. So I don't shine away. I'm happy for it, you know. I'm like, yeah, it is the one of the toughest division, and you're gonna see me climbing there. You're gonna see my name one day on the top, and I would be proud to say that I was the lightweight. I fought that guy, that guy, that guy, you know.
There's a huge 155 matchup coming up, International Fight Week. Ilya Taporia coming up to 155, taking on Charles Oliveira. A lot of people super
That's
happy about this. What's your thoughts on that, man? Who do you think's going to win?
oh, that's a nice one right there, man. Man, I don't know. It's a tough fight because Topuria has really, really good hands. His confidence is on a high level also. I believe he has everything and he believes. And that's what I was saying. When you believe it most, that's where you know you can do it and you've proven and proven. So it's difficult also to bet against him, but he's moving up to weight class. And Charles Oliveira is also a beast, you know. If he's been there for forever with everybody, and but I believe that Oliveira, it's a mental thing, you know. It depends how he comes into the fights and where his mental state is, you know. But man, yeah, it would be interesting even in the grappling and even from the striking, but Topuria has a big chance to knock him out because he take punches, you know. Even if he gets up, he does take punches. And so we will see. We will see how it's going to be.
Growing
I
up,
I I, I think I think Topuria. But it can be really 50-50. So, you know, it's hard for me to choose. But if I have to choose, a little edge for Topuria because he has more confidence and he's on a winning streak than Oliveira. He has to, you know, it depends about his mental state, you know.
growing up, who were some of those guys that you really looked up to for inspiration and really inspired you to carry out this journey?
There's a lot of fighters that inspired me, you know, Rampage Jackson, Anderson Silva, Georges St. Pierre, Israel Adesanya, you know, um, even the Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell era, you know, all of those fighters. I was like, wow, you know, I was a kid looking at them and I was like, yeah, I want to do the same, you know. You see Fedor Emelianenko, all of those big legends, you know. I'm like, wow, and obviously John Jones also, you know, because when I was small, he was like the youngest fighter to go there, and until now, you know, is still there, and so of course there are many fighters that inspire me.
I think one thing is really cool about being in the UFC. You get this platform. You get a name build up for yourself, and you have the opportunity to then carry out messages. You can use the platform to help inspire people, promote things. What for you? What's the ultimate meaning of your platform? What do you want to do with it?
Man, I would like to do so many things also, you know, but I don't want to talk too much of what I want to do. I just want to do it, you know, before talking too much, you know. But yeah, for sure, love to help the youngest. I would love to give a good message also to the world to have more peace. You know, I would like. I'm also an old I used to rap before also, you know, so I always wanted to be like to make a video clip and mix it up with the MMA scenes and everything, you know, doing something crazy, you know. And so yeah, doing movies, doing films, you know, become a big star and doing everything, you know. I can dance, I can rap, I can act, you know. I want to go to Hollywood, you know. I want to be with big actors and just be a big legend, a big star. Yeah, it was always my dream since I was a kid. Like I knew that one day I'm gonna become somebody, you know, and I have so much talent than just fighting also, you know. So yeah, maybe the music, you know. I would like to
Is there any
so many
chance
things.
one day Do you come out to one of your songs potentially?
For sure. You think I didn't thought about it? You think it's not on the plan, you know? Don't worry, man. That's all in the plan. That's why I said I don't want to talk too much because I just want to do it and be and to shock also the world like, oh, he can do this, he can do that, but who is that guy also, you know? So yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. You one day you're gonna see me enter into my to my music. You're gonna see me doing some video clips and everything. You know, we have the project.
All righty. All right, Oki. Last question for you, my friend. In a perfect world, what is the outcome on Saturday when you make your return to the UFC octagon against Marquel Mederos?
Man, a big knockout or TKO, a finish, you know, whether it's on the feet or even on the ground and pound, you know. I believe I touch him, he will try to move like he always do, and I just touch him and he falls down and I finish the guy, you know. Can be the first, can be the second or the third. We're ready for all rounds, but I'm coming here to make a statement and to make everybody to make sure that everybody sees me and see who the Zulu warrior is and to not forget.
Absolutely. Well, Oki, man, thank you so much for your time. I know you got probably 5 million things going on right now before the fight, but I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to watch you fight, man. It's going to be a heck of a
Thank
contest.
you. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation and let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Absolutely. That's it for us today. I'm Carl Perza. He's the Zulu Warrior. He's Mr. Oki Bolaji. Watch him on Saturday, making his return to the UFC Octagon, taking on Marquel Mederos. Take it easy, fight fans.